to not get hit with the body that was on the gun that he got caught with when he got nabbed, right? But here's the thing. He got bigger issues now because they put him in a cell with the head of the gang that is responsible for his brother's death. Yeah, they don't really know that, he was involved in it. They don't even know what was really going on. All everybody knows is that somebody tried to push up on one of their spots and then they shot it out with him and then somebody got hit and they ran. They don't have any clue that Tyson is dead. They don't have any clue that Damar is Tyson's brother or anything like that would lead them to believe that, they need to get at Damar. Nothing, right? But Damar, he knows everything. He knows what went down because he was a part of it, and he's a kind of spooked with the situation that he's in. So he creates this whole new identity, right? Doesn't change his name, but he changes, how he got down. Yes, his sheets, right? When we got paperwork, coming in the penitentiary, you get paperwork, right? Like when you get sentenced, whatever your charge is, it shows, right? And the person can look at that and see what it is. Now, back in the day, that's what they did. They still do that now, but more so back in the day when you got put in the cell with somebody, man, let me see your timesheet. And when they ask to see your timesheet, they want to know what you in for. Now, he can't hide the fact that he's in for robbery. He can't hide that. But what he can do is dictate what the narrative is that surrounds that. So he made it plain that he was always into things that was robbing, businesses and people in the, the streets in different parts of the city, but never gang members. You feel what I'm saying? He even expressed, the fact that, the drug dealers that was out in the streets, he always made sure he locked in on the ones on his side of town. No gang members over there to really speak of that are associated with Slim. That's his celly now. Slim, head of the gang, that runs everything on the streets and in the penitentiary, But Slim is what we call like G of the state. He runs the penitentiary. The streets are separate. And he's got a lot of clout. And he starts to, after a few days, he starts to warm up to Damar. And I understand what that means because when I was back in rotation and I was the 9, a couple of occasions anyway, I had peons that would end up getting put in the cell with me for different reasons. And honestly, man, you can kind of let your guard down a little bit with them because they really don't know, what your lifestyle is about. They don't really know certain things that you should and should be doing and things that you should and shouldn't be saying unless they've been familiarized with it, right? And Damar wasn't. He wasn't familiar with the gang life at all. So Slim felt comfortable around him. He was able to talk and share things that he shouldn't be sharing with him, like what's going on within the gang, how he was a little tired and frustrated with always having to make sure that things were right. And it's like babysitting. You feel what I mean? A lot of people glorify that role and all this stuff, but I'm here to tell you, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of headache. You expected to know everything, to have the answer to everything, to be able to make sure that everybody eats, all of this kind of, you're responsible for keeping peace. And then people that work at the prison, they look at you in ways that where, they expect you to make sure things are straight, and if it ain't straight, they're going to hold you accountable. You're always in and out of the hole. So Slim had to contend with that. And he was comfortable with Damar being in the cell with him because Damar had no clue as to the lifestyle, so he could be objective in what he had to say. So one night they got to talking. They got to talking about things that were going on, and Slim, he was kind of tripping about his girlfriend. Now, his girlfriend, she was on the streets. And some of his brothers on the streets, they always made sure that she was straight. Always. But Slim had gotten tired of calling over, and every time he called home, one of the brothers was there. Always there. You know what I mean? And he got tired of that. So one day, when he wasn't feeling it, he said some things to her that, she repeated to some of his brothers. Because he asked her, why are they always over there? And she told him he was tripping. Now, you know what? I can relate to that on a personal level. Man, I remember, one time I called home and my son's mama, Boo, and Montrez's mama, right? We were married back in the day. And I didn't understand what was going on. I'm new to the prison, actually, in jail and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm calling home, I'm talking to her, and everything was fine about that first year. But then after that, when I would call home, it'd be somebody there. You know what I mean? And because we related to the biggest black family in Springfield, you know, where I'm from, you know, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, would be here and there, whatever. You never really make that much of it, right? But, you know, there was somebody that was always there. You know what I'm saying? One of my cousins was always over there. Always over there. So I could relate to what Slim was feeling, right? It's like, why? Why are you there? You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no interest at all in what's going on over there unless something's going on. That's how your mind works. That's how my mind was working. So Slim was seeing things the way I was seeing things, so I could understand that. So he was unburdening himself when he would talk to Damar about that. And Damar, you know, he was like, man, look, what reason does he have to be over there? Now, he's your brother. He's your brother. Y'all got business, whatever. Is he dropping off some money? He would ask those types of questions because Slim had given him the green light to just be honest with him. And he was, even though he was cautious because he didn't know how far that could go. He didn't want to say anything that would cause him and Slim to be on the outs. You know what I mean? He didn't care if somebody was over there or not. But Slim had this, he had to get out of it. And he needed somebody to talk to. He couldn't talk to the brothers about it because the brothers would look at him like he was tripping. But Damar told him what he needed to hear. He said, be careful, bro. You need to watch that because if he ain't over there at your behest, then he ain't got no business over there. And see, I'm like that. I get that. What reason does any man have of being over at your gal's house or your wife's house without you being there? I know that sounds a little old school, but let's be real. Let's be real. Stuff happens. I'm not blaming it on anybody and all this and that, but I know in my situation it happened. It happened. So I'm a little biased in this. So time goes on and she's coming to visit and everything appears to be fine. And then one day, she shows up and visit. Y'all know what hickeys are? People still putting hickeys on necks out there, right? You know what I'm saying? You know, I asked it because it's been a minute. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute since I was able to engage in anything like that, right? You know, and that sounds like old school, right? But I'm wondering if that's still in play. Do people still put hickeys on people's necks? You know what I'm saying? When they kissing and all that out there, right? Because when she came to visit him, she had hickeys on her neck. But he could tell it looked like she had some makeup on to try to disguise it. And again, I understand that because that's how I found out about what was happening to me. Hickeys on the neck on my birthday. But I ain't going to get into that because I'll be done start shooting off and stuff. So I ain't finna get off into that. That's old and dead. It means nothing to me. You feel what I'm saying? But check this out. He had visited. Now, in this particular VG, right, there's a lot of people around, so it's not private to where you can really have that kind of conversation and all this and that, right? So he looks at her and he's eating his burger, you know what I'm saying, and got his potato chips and he sips on his drink. She notices how quiet he is. Now keep in mind, she know what's on her neck. She's trying to hide it, right? So she asked him what was wrong, and then she reached down and rubbed him, you know what I'm saying, on his neck, you know what I mean? And he said, why would you come up here like that? And she looks at him, she said, what are you talking about? Trying to play him like he's stupid. And he looks at her again, you know what I'm saying? He gives her that look, right? He said, come on now. We always said we was going to keep it 100 with each other. She looks back at him. She said, I am keeping it 100 with you. Then he said, why you come up here to visit me with another man on you? When he said that, she was like, what do you mean? He said, what's that on your neck? She reached up and rubbed her neck, trying to think of something to say, because he had her dead to rights. All she could say was that, I'm sorry. It's not what you think. Now, anytime I hear anybody say some stuff like that, I'm always suspicious. It's not what you think. Well, tell me what it is then. Tell me what it is. He says to her that she need to give him some kind of explanation or something's going to give today. And now he has the authority, the clout to pull something off. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong now. You know, depending on what's going on, he can make something shake. But see, he got the penitentiary. He ain't got the streets. But it's a mutual respect. And he wants to know who it is. And she tells him it's one of his brothers, but it's not like that. She got drunk. They were at a party, you know what I'm saying, at her house, having some fun. Other people were there. And it was all in fun. It wasn't serious. But see, I remember, back in my day when I was able to kick it like that, you got to really be kissing and sucking on a female to be able to do that. To put a hickey on their neck. Oh, man, that ain't just no peck. Oh, you putting in work. You trying to send a message. I want you now. That's the message you're trying to send when you're putting a hickey. Because usually when you're putting a hickey on you, it's passionate. Hands are moving. Body is gyrating. Things getting wet. You understand what I'm saying? Things getting hard. Temperature is rising. And don't let the right music be playing. So where were they at? Because that's what he said. Where were y'all at when this hickey was being put on your neck? She looked at him not knowing really what to say. She had to think about it real carefully. And she said in a low tone, we were in the bedroom. Oh, look here. How you going to tell another man that, right? That you was in the bedroom with another man and he put a hickey on your neck. Now all kind of images running through your mind, like what's really going on, right? So he said, that's all that happened? And she said, yes. She said, that's all that happened. And it won't happen again. So at that point, right then and there, his heart already snapped in half. No matter what she said from that point on, something's wrong. He's suspicious now. This person is supposed to be the one that's with him. He got clout. He got money. You understand what I'm saying? He's in charge. All of the things that, you would think in that lifestyle and that a female is into that would like, he has it. Except for one thing. He's forgetting one thing. You can't touch her in a way that we can get really intimate, sneak off into the restroom, something like that. That's about it. You really can't shake nothing. You really can't touch her like that. And a woman gets lonely. And if you have a dude that is on that, not loyal, not caring, whatever the case may be, the opportunity presents itself. She opens herself up to it. He didn't take nothing. He went forward. She did stop him though, because she started feeling some kind of way about the situation. Now, Damar is listening as he's running all of this down after visit, right? And he goes on to tell Damar that when they kissed at visit, when she was leaving, he said he felt like it was something wrong. You know how you could... I'm going to ask y'all a question, and I need y'all to hit me up in the comment section and let me know what you think about what I'm about to say. Let me know what you think about what I'm about to say, right? Here's the thing. When you're involved with somebody, right, and they're doing something on the side, right, and you end up finding out about it, and the very next time that you kiss, I want y'all to think about the very next time that you kissed this person, if you did it feel different? Did it feel different because it was different, or did it feel different because you were thinking different? Either way, it's different, right? Let me know if you've ever been in a situation like that, because that's what Slim found himself in. When they kissed leaving visit, he said it didn't feel right. He wasn't sure if it was him or her, but it wasn't. Something was off. The passion wasn't there. The intimacy of the act wasn't there, right? His heart wasn't into it. He was going through the motions, because that's what you do when you leave visit. You know what I'm saying? You kiss and you say, bye, I love you, I'll see you later, I'll call you later, whatever the case may be. But it was something off with this, and he put that on her. He put that on her. And he's opening up and telling Damar all of these different things. And Damar's kind of spooked now. Do I tell him the truth, or do I just go along and let him talk? And he kept pushing. Damar said, man, tell me what you really think, what's going on, man. Damar, younger than him, not as experienced as him, you know what I'm saying? He said, man, if it happened to me, I'm gone. It's the end of it. But see, Damar didn't understand the penitentiary though. When you're in the penitentiary, you tolerate a whole lot of different things. You feel what I'm saying? And that's where Slim was at. He was like, why would I do that and hurt myself? Why would I do that and hurt myself? See, a lot of times when your heart ain't into it no more, you get shysted. But when your heart is into it, it's hard to pull away. But then it's another level too. It's a level of forgiveness, and Slim wasn't on that at all. He wasn't on that. He was ready to move to something else. You feel what I'm saying? So here's the thing. Everybody talks about what it means to be a part of an organization, right? And here's the thing. This is what Slim was thinking about. Damon was somebody that he could trust. So he told Damon, he said, look, man, why don't you get on down with this, man? I like you, man. I can trust you. I need people around me that's going to be honest with me and tell me what they really think, even if I don't agree with them. And Damon told him, I can't do that. I ain't never been part of no gang. I'm not going to be a part of a gang. But see, he couldn't really tell him the truth of why he didn't want to be a part of what it was, because this particular gang is responsible for killing his brother, even though him and his brother was about to rob them. So he don't want to be a part of that. So Slim, he respects it, but he starts to treat Damon more and more like a brother. He's walking and talking with him every day. Everybody sees them together all the time, whatnot. They working out together. They breaking bread in the unit together. They play chess. He taught Damon how to play dominoes and all of this whole kind of stuff, right? He had taken on that big brother role. And Damon's really looking up to him, but he's suspicious because he can't never tell him the truth, he thinks. Can't ever tell him. So one day, they have a personal conversation. Slim asked him, he said, man, tell me about your family. It spooked him. Because what did you say? How far do you go? And he told him, he said, man, my mom's a crackhead. And my brother's dead. And Slim hurt for that. You know what I'm saying? He said, man, I'm sorry about that. He said, but look, I know you don't want to be a part of the family, but you got me now. Damon respected what that meant for that moment, but he knew the real deal, that they could never really be brothers. He couldn't be brothers with him unless he knew the whole truth. He had to know the truth and accept it, but he couldn't tell him. He didn't feel like he could trust him. So one day, Slim gets a letter in the mail, right? And this letter is from his gal, and his gal is telling him, look, we're going to have to work on some things, right? Because I need somebody here, you know? I'm still going to hold you down. It's the old same penitentiary story, y'all. I'm going to hold you down. I'm going to do all the things that you need me to do, but I need some loving. That's what she was saying. Simple and plain. She said it ain't nothing to it. Ain't no emotion attached to it. It's all physical. And like I said, it broke Slim's heart in half because he really cared about her. Think about this. You, the head of the organization in the penitentiary. Head of it. You can have anybody you want. You can do anything you want. You're making plenty of money. Most people will be happy with that. But the one person that he wanted, the one person that he really cared about, she was going her way. She was offering her body up to somebody else. And that's something Slim couldn't accept. And it broke him. But see, instead of being really focused on her and holding her accountable, he held the gang accountable. He held his brothers accountable because, see, that's a no-no. That's a no-no. Unless the brother give you green light to do something like that, you don't do it. And even if they do give you green light for something like that, you got to be wary of that because problems could happen. And that's what was going on with this situation. Now, he getting at the brothers on the streets and he telling the brothers, look here, man, y'all need to get at him. He crossing the line. He's spending time with my gal. They having sex. He keeping it 100. He tell them. And you know what happened? The brothers on the streets, they laughed at him. Come on now. This is somebody that got pulled. He can get things done in the penitentiary. He making money move all across the state. And the brothers on the street, they laughed at him like he was insignificant, like he was nothing. And it turned him right then and there. It made him feel some kind of way, y'all. The love that he had for the org was gone. In that moment that he heard them laughing at him, he felt like nothing mattered. None of this is meaning anything to me anymore. And that's when Slim started to plot how he wanted his lick back. Because he didn't want to put up with somebody or anybody that would treat him like that. He wanted to make them brothers on the streets feel it. he set out to do that. If you want to know how this plays out, you're going to have to tune in to the next episode, y'all. Because this plot is finna unfold in ways that I know you ain't even imagined. You ain't heard nothing like this. You only gonna hear stuff like this on this show. Period, point blank. This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all.
I'm getting so tired.